Greg Zanetti, would you please introduce yourself and tell us why you'd like to be governor?
Well, my name is Greg Zanetti, and I am from New Mexico. I went to Valley High School, from Valley to West Point. I had a military career. By the way, I married my high school sweetheart. We've been married 42 years, almost, 2 sons, 2 granddaughters. Anyway, I had a military career. I ended up as the commanding general at Guantanamo Bay. Do you think New Mexico is kind of a sprawling, big bureaucracy? So is Guantanamo Bay. If you are looking for a governor who understands big, complex bureaucracies, look at Zanetti for Governor campaign. I also had a financial advisor career. I ended up managing money for billionaires. Billions move different than millions. And I'll just tell you this, how many of you think all this money printing is going to end badly? How many of you think we have a governor who has no clue about budgets and money? And we're going to have to clean this mess up. Might it be smart to have a governor who understands money? The reason I am running for governor is I want to help the poor and the middle class of this state. I want to turn education upside down and make us go from worst to first. And I want to clean up that border, and I want to solve the crime problem. There, out of time.
Thank you. This is 2 minutes. New Mexico is unfortunately ranked last nationally in too many categories. What is your plan to turn the state around and make New Mexicans proud?
All right, let's start with education. We are last in that. How do we solve education in 3 easy steps? Step number 1, we need to declaw the public education department. We didn't used to have this monstrosity. This was a Bill Richardson invention. This should have been a hint right from the beginning. It wasn't going to work. Can the governor get rid of it completely? No. But can the governor shrink its power? Yes. That's step 1. Step 2, push their power and authority down to the local level. Local school boards dealing with local parents and teachers. It works better. Step 3, thank you, follow the money. Money guy. The money in education flows like this now. It starts with the politicians. Then the money flows to bureaucrats. Then the money flows to unions. Then the money flows to administrators. Teacher, parent, child. I want to flip it. What if you have the money start with the child and follows the child wherever? Right. Yes. Trade school, public school, private school, parochial school, I don't care. And watch, parents and teachers are natural allies. The need for administration shrinks, and we will turn this state around because no one will care about the bureaucrats, the politicians. Second, we've got to use the resources of this state. Is New Mexico rich in natural resources, wealth from the earth? Yes. Is America going to need these resources? Yes. That's step 1. We've got to open this up and create wealth. There's another kind of wealth, though. It's wealth from human minds. The stuff that's coming, the micromachinery, nanotechnology, artificial intelligence. Where was that born? Here. What if we combine wealth from the earth and wealth from human hands and wealth from human brains? Could we turn this state around economically and go from worst to first? Yes. And maybe shouldn't we have a general dealing with the issues at the border and with public safety? Wouldn't that make a little bit of sense? So, and I am out of time. Okay.
Thank you. 1 minute. As governor, what qualities are you looking for in your cabinet members?
Oh, you know what I want in my cabinet members? I want cabinet members thinking like I do with respect to leadership. When I was at Gitmo, it was command of thousands, and it was complex. And people say, Greg, what was it like having all those people work for you? I'm like, man, you don't get it. They didn't work for me. I worked for them. And if that kind of attitude permeates in administration, your cabinet positions down to all the agencies down below, how can we help others? And not how can you get more power? How can you get more control? But the reverse. If I do my job right as governor, we will be shrinking Santa Fe dramatically. We will be pushing power and authority down. And everyone in the cabinet will be working together toward that purpose, not to gain more power, but to push power and authority down because it works better at the community level. Okay.
Thank you. 2 minutes. Crime and safety have become a top concern for most New Mexicans. Tell us what you would do to make New Mexico safer.
All right, let's start with the border, and let's talk about the border like an adult. Every single candidate is going to say, I'm going to deploy the Guard to the national border. All right, roger that. What units? Platoon size? Company? Battalion? What's the mission? How long is it going to go on? How are you going to integrate with ICE and Border Patrol and all the alphabet agencies. What's your chain of command? There's another part to this, though. How many of you believe Biden is going to pay to have the New Mexico Guard deployed to our border? Right. That means we're going to pay for it. It's going to be a state mission. That means every dime that goes to a soldier standing out there in the sun isn't used for roads, schools, bridges, etc. You might want to have a governor who understands the military side of it, in particular the National Guard piece, that's General Zanetti, and the financial piece of it. Otherwise, we'll end up like Texas. Texas just fired their adjutant general because they did it poorly. They were draining the treasury, and they were not securing the border. Then with respect to crime, we all know what to do. You have to have consequences for crimes. What we've done is we've made criminals victims, victims criminals. What else have we done? We emptied the prisons. We used to have about, what, 7,600 prisoners? We're down in the 5,000s now. What are we thinking? Then we did that bail bonds thing, where now we've got catch and release, catch and release, catch and release, and then we have no consequences for small crimes, much less big crimes. And then, what, defund the police and ruin the morale of the boys in blue? What? Can we reverse all of this? Yes, yes, yes. You just have to have a governor and administration with some backbone. Okay, how was that?
Thank you.
I need time for applause. I'm working this.
2 minutes. Tell us what policies you would support regarding energy production in our state to assure reliability for all New Mexicans.
Oh, I love this question. All right, we all know the answer on oil and gas. The rules and the regulations that we have here versus Texas and others, it just hinders what we do. And the way we treat oil and gas is just hateful, what we do. So that's part of it. But we're going to have to start looking deeper. How many of you have heard of small modular nuclear reactors? Yes. All right. How many of you think energy and water go together? So hang with me on this. How many of you believe that water is going to be a huge issue for this state going forward? Me too. Did you know that we are the Saudi Arabia of brackish water? We have billions of acre-feet of salty water underneath our feet right now, and it's all over the state. It is at least 1,000 years worth of water. Why aren't we pumping that up and desalinating it the way the Israelis are doing it? And people say, oh no, Greg, it costs too much money. It's too much energy. Well, here's how they're doing it. You combine a small modular nuclear reactor, one of those, about the size of a McDonald's, will power 60,000 homes. Weren't we the atomic state? Weren't we the energy state, the uranium state? All right, well, what if you paired that with a desal plant? And during the day, the reactor runs your cities, and at night, it purifies 30, 40, 50 million gallons of water for the next day. So now you don't have to compete, with cities against rural, and then we take the excess electricity and we sell it to California at a profit. How about that? By the way, does New Mexico have lithium for those batteries? Yes. Why aren't we the energy state? We should be the energy state and the water state. And you watch, we will be contributing back to this country like no other. Instead of always begging Washington to help us, America would be saying, thank you, New Mexico, for helping the nation. There you go. Okay.
Thank you. Now we're going to do a lightning round. We would like one-word answers, either support or oppose. Do you support or oppose New Mexico tax dollars being used for a guaranteed basic income?
Oppose? What?
Do you support or oppose requiring a picture ID in order to vote?
Support.
Do you support or oppose the governor's ability to indefinitely extend emergency health orders without legislative approval?
Wait, I don't want to have any of those powers. You got to push the powers back. Okay, anyway, sorry. I should have paid more attention. I hate the governor, so that threw me off.
Do you support or oppose a work requirement for able-bodied New Mexicans receiving public assistance?
Yeah, support. Get off your butt. I mean, think about this. We pay people to stay home, smoke weed, and play video games. Enough. Sorry, it's more than a one-word answer.
All right, and your final question, 1 minute. What is the single most important skill that you offer that makes you the best candidate for governor?
Oh, it's visionary leadership. My whole life has been leadership, starting at West Point. There's been a platoon, company, battalion, regimental, brigade, finally Joint Task Force Command. I led my own company. I've had employees like you all. I paid that stupid gross receipts tax every single month. I get it. I've led the political party here. I chaired the the Bernalillo County Republican Party twice. I chaired Right to Work for my Right to Work guys out there. I chaired term limits. Except it's not just leadership. I have the ability to see what's coming. I don't know what it is. It's ever since I've been a kid. I don't have the gift of prophecy. I'm not running for high priest, but I know what's coming. Tough times are coming to this state. We are going to really mess up this currency. The people out there are really going to be hurting. We are going to have to do this together. And so that's why I'm running for governor. That's what I bring. It's going to be us together, neighbors, vecinos, friends. We're going to change the state from the bottom up, and we're going to go from worst to first. Everybody got the orders? All right, roger that. Thank you.
Thank you. The hiring committee, the New Mexico voters, will let you know on June 7th if you have been selected to proceed to the next round in the hiring process.
Thank you, everybody. God bless you all.